What's up guys, I'm Dave and this is Ludi Antiqui. Today I'm going to be talking about what is probably the most popular city building simulator of all time. A game which over 20 years later is still influencing its sequels, spin-offs, and imitators. That game of course is SimCity 2000 by Maxis. For those of you who've been in a coma for the last quarter century, the SimCity series has you take the role of a near-omnipotent mayor responsible for turning an empty patch of dirt into a thriving metropolis, balancing the needs of your citizens with your limited budget and conflicting desires. SimCity 2000 was the first sequel in the Sim franchise, and a game that improves on its predecessor in absolutely every way and really defined the SimCity games that were to come. Rather than just giving it the boring name of SimCity 2 when it was first published in 1993, developer-publisher Maxis decided to name the SimCity sequel after the then still futuristic sounding year 2000. Maybe they were hoping to embrace the future while still holding true to the SimCity roots. If that was the goal, SimCity 2000 succeeded in every way. From the moment you load up the game, you can tell it won't be the same simulation experience as before. Rather than using the distorted top-down perspective from the original game, SimCity 2000 uses an isometric perspective and features a beautiful 256 color palette. A catchy song will play, splines will be
reticulating splines,
and a randomly generated landscape will appear before you filled with rivers, valleys, trees, and mountains. You choose a starting year and difficulty level, and then, beginning with a meager amount of cash, are left on your own to develop a thriving civilization from scratch. All cities start basically the same, with an inexpensive power plant, small residential, commercial, and industrial zones, and some roads and power lines. From there, the possibilities are endless. Will you create a thriving utopia or an industrial wasteland? A college town or a technology hub? A tourist paradise or a worker's haven? Though you of course have to turn a profit, the path you take to a thriving metropolis is largely up to you. New to the series is the addition of subways and water supply systems, along with an underground view of your city to help with their placement. The water system especially is a major new feature. Similar to the electrical system above ground, water pumps are placed as generating stations, pipes carry water to the various zones of the city, and sim-created buildings spread the water through the zones. Unlike electricity, the amount of water that can be pumped from the land varies with season and temperature, which can cause water shortages at times. However, water towers can be built to store water for these times of need. Another new feature in SimCity 2000 is the education of your Sims. Each Sim is given an education quotient, or EQ, based on the educational opportunities they had while growing up. Schools and colleges are built to increase the EQ of young people in your city, and libraries and museums can be built to stop their EQ from deteriorating after they leave school, which in turn leads to higher tech industries, lower pollution, and greater income. While management sims can be daunting to those unfamiliar with the genre, SimCity 2000 is very friendly to new players. The easiest difficulty gives you favorable economic conditions and a large wad of cash, making it easy to build a thriving metropolis without having to worry about the finer points of city management. Once you understand the basics, you can ease your way into the higher difficulty levels, which give you weaker economies and less startup money. It is in these higher difficulty levels that you have to truly prove your worth as a mayor. While you always have to deal with balancing economic needs in a populace that is impossible to please, one of the greatest threats to your mayorship in SimCity 2000 is posed by disasters that will occur randomly, and not so randomly, throughout your reign. While those with feeble knees can turn off disasters from the menu, a true mayor knows that they must be prepared for anything and welcomes the challenge of a disaster. The sadomasochistic among them may even purposely call down disasters upon their city and then deal with the consequences of their sick desires. The disasters you can encounter range from the mundane, like fires, to the terrifying, such as alien monster attacks and nuclear meltdowns. You can call on your police, fire, and military forces to contain disasters and put an end to them, but at times you will get lucky and receive aid from the mysterious Captain Hero, a caped crusader who flies around and fixes all of your problems. For most players, the greatest appeal of the sim games is their open-ended sandbox nature, with no real winning or losing conditions. However, for those who prefer a more structured approach to gaming, there are various scenarios available from the main menu that give you a certain goal to accomplish within a time limit. Many of these scenarios are quite difficult, so don't expect it to be a cakewalk to get through them. Over its lifetime, SimCity 2000 received 2 add-on packs. One was the optimistically named Scenarios Volume 1, Great Disasters, a collection of scenarios centered around extreme disasters including a nuclear meltdown and a horrendously destructive volcano. It was the other add-on, though, that I found especially interesting. Called the SimCity Urban Renewal Kit, or SCURK for short, it was a program that allowed you to modify any tile found in SimCity 2000, from the tallest building to the smallest tree, and import it into SimCity 2000. You could choose to just slightly modify the existing graphics, perhaps changing the flag at the school, or adding birds to a statue. Or create a completely new tile set, making SimCity 2000 look like a completely different game. For those like me who aren't artfully inclined, SCURK even included a futuristic tile set created by the artists at Maxis, allowing you to update the look of your cities without being burdened by your amateur attempts. There's even an option to handcraft cities by placing tiles wherever you want them, and then print them off. All of this made SCURK a wonderful addition to SimCity 2000. SimCity 2000 is a great game based on its mechanics alone. But what makes it so special, and one of the most popular titles on both commercial and less than legitimate gaming websites, is the character that it has. From the beautiful hand-drawn tiles to the funky, eclectic soundtrack, to the hilarious little Easter eggs hidden throughout the game. Like the soundbite you get in the original DOS version when you type the word porn.
Pick it or no?
You can tell that the team at Maxis really loved what they were doing. And now with SimCity 2000 so easy to get, and at such a low price from online retailers, you have no excuse not to treat yourself to the wonderful experience of city building. I've included links to where you can buy SimCity 2000 in the video description below. If you've enjoyed this video, check out some of my other gaming videos, and don't forget to subscribe.